And as you were even going through that, you were doing the things that you needed to do to try to keep your mind strong, retain your essence and your personality, not fight fire with fire. So now that the tables are turning now, and it's the karmic's turn to go through that gaslighting energy, to go through that feeling of feeling confused and disillusioned because they believed in their own lies. Because when you were going through yours, you didn't believe in your own lies. You actually succumbed to some of their lies, even though you had concrete evidence and proof. Now is the integration process of healing your mind from being fragmented, because that's literally a spiritual attack trying to fragment your consciousness like that. So now that it's come out that you've been telling the truth, what now? Dear my own loving ancestors, what messages do you have? Now that they've been telling the truth, now that you're no longer crazy, what now? Now that you've been telling the truth, what messages do you have for the collective?
I'm not crazy.
The inherent knowing. Who cherish silence? Wow.
I'm not crazy.
Wow. It says do nothing. Change the rules. You are nature. You are the storm. You are the tower. Release resistance. Wow. This is powerful right here. This is powerful right here. And what I'm picking up right here with the inherent knowing, you guys already knew deep down in the bottom of your heart and in your spirit that your guides weren't lying to you. Your dreams weren't lying to you. Your intuition wasn't lying to you. The spells were lying to you. Like you could figure out the difference. But when it got really tough and heavy, it wasn't because it was you. It was because no human being should have been subjected to.
Right, Uncle. No human being should be subjected to this type of abuse. Right, I'm not crazy.
That type of manipulation or lying or some shit like that you have to go through. You dealt with something supernatural, and I feel like for a lot of you with the release resistance, instead of trying to fight against putting out the lies and putting out the truth, you just gathered evidence. You just gathered all the information and the truth, and you just prayed for it to come out. And because you know how karmics operate with that Seven of Swords, they always end up in the what? The Seven of Swords reversed or the Eight of Swords. They got themselves trapped. So you already knew, like, oh, I already know how these individuals get down. I already know what's going to happen just inherently by knowing how liars work, the inherent knowing. And you released resistance. And you decided, you know what you focused on? Let me enhance my capacity to deal with something like this, because this is a supernatural toxic force, toxic situation. Thank you so much for the super chat. So much. I appreciate that. So I'm dealing with a supernatural toxic force. So I need to expand my capacity to deal with this energy, because this is something new. Thank you so much, Janelle. And please hit me up with questions if you want a reading or whatnot. I appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah, and you decided to change the rules. Okay, I know how they usually try to do this to people. They either try to make them look completely crazy, or they try to get them to disappear. And neither one of those is going to happen. You changed the rules. So this is what we're going to do. Because you know that you weren't crazy, so you know what? I'm going to play their game. Let's collect the evidence. Let's make it tangible. Let's connect it. Let's connect this to something of a tangible nature. Let's gather more evidence. Let's get them exposed. Let's get them caught up. You realize that you have to change the rules. You have to play their game a little bit and get them caught up in their own spider's web. You change the rules. Because by you not succumbing to them trying to the gaslighting or the gang stalking or whatever the fuck, you changed the rules by being the one that did not go absolutely crazy and wasn't disappearing at all. Now you're a living testament to this is what happens when you play with the wrong individual. There's 414 people in the chat and there was 141 likes. So there's something about that number. The interchanging of 14. Change the rules. Temperance card though. So that's like, that lets me know you have angelic protection and guidance. And because you are nature, which is of the angelic realm, thank you so much for your super chat. You guys are so beautiful. Because you are nature, and because you decided, you know what, let me take the path of least resistance. Let me take the more natural path. Let me ground myself. Yeah? Let me retain my essence. Let me just continue to shine through because people are going to see the truth regardless. Let me just be